Now look, I had never seen such like hatred for a fighter than Shakur Stevenson. And I'm not talking about like what we've been saying on the internet for a long time. Literally at the event in Sky Sports, it was crazy how much they were trying to big up Padley and congratulate Padley on getting his ass beat and knocked out. And I literally heard one commentator, I forget his name, the Timu version of Idris Alba, that guy. He was like, Shakur Stevenson needs to check himself because this kid came in here and tried his best. What? What are we saying? What are we saying? First of all, it looked like at one point Shakur Stevenson did hurt his hand a little bit, like, or he was hesitant. Unless the guy has a scar about the size of a boa constrictor on his knuckle, right? So I'm not gonna say, hey, he should have been throwing it like Mike Tyson in his 20s, right? Um, Eventually, when I think Shakur felt like the hand was good, he was landing it at will. And not only that, I'm a Shakur Stevenson non-apologist. I'm not a fan of Shakur Stevenson. And I'm not saying I am now, but what I'm saying is he showed me a wrinkle in his game when he thought that his hand wasn't good enough, yet maybe he doubted it, he went to the body. And it's almost like if he saw the Zhang fight earlier, and he just went to the body. He stopped this kid where his hand would get the least amount of damage. Now I know he damaged it in training into the body. So you say, how did that make sense? Well, that was a freak accident, truthfully so. Um, Now, if you hit the pelvis, you could hurt your hand, just like if you hit the top of the skull. But he's a masterful fighter. He knows how to throw the hands where he needs to go. That hand broke and a tendon's ripped because it was already damaged. There was nothing. It didn't. He didn't throw it in such a Mike Tyson way where it was so hard that he broke it. No, it was already damaged. It was already weak. And then when he hit and he chipped him, it just finished hurting the hand. That's what happened there. Padley, he did try. He went in there short notice and he tried, but Shakur Stevenson was levels above, and for announcers to be like, and the broadcasters to be like, he needs to check himself because he somehow owes Padley more than what he's given. I mean, Padley took the fight because he thought he could win, right? Aside from the payday, like I said, he's a roofer, so he was like, "That shit, I'm a few $1 million. Yeah, let me get in there." So that yeah, we get that, but at the same time, just the kind of hate that the Shakur was getting, like from trainers and announcers, are like, well, and I'm not. Listen, the fight ended up the way it was supposed to be. Shakur got what he needed, was a knockout. He looked stellar. He looked flawless. He was having fun in there. He was talking to Josh like at one point. He was like "Nah, nah, nah, nah," in his ear. It was crazy. Again, these fights just sound dead though because they're not in an arena where the crowd appreciates the fighters because they're all a lot of them are from the States, right? A lot of people are just not amped. Even when it wasn't from the guys are not from the States, they weren't amped. So these fights need to be in the States because really that's where the money is and that's where the crowd is and that's what get this atmosphere. Even with 6,000 people in a small room, it sounds dead. Like it sounds crazy. So anyway, but Shakur Stevenson really came out and really showed again, to begin, like when he first started fighting, when he was exciting, when he was throwing combinations, his footwork was amazing. He was in, outside. Listen, I understand it's Padley, but Padley is a more deserving fighter than Kid Austin, right? He's more accomplished, believe it or not. Now, we're not saying that Kid Austin is a lesser athlete or Padley is a better puncher. That's not what we're saying here. What we're saying is that the resume and the longevity of the fighters, Padley is the more deserving. Now, could he have done better with a longer camp? Sure, maybe a round or two better, but the outcome would probably still be the same, like what just happened tonight. So, at the end of the day, I think that these announcers need to respect Shakur just a little more, and it's I mean that kid's hands look crazy, and to shit all over his parade because your guy Padley, is like a working class guy who came up, and all of this other stuff, and he took it on short notice, and he's a superhero now, and somehow that's better than what Shakur accomplished. I don't understand. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? What is the next step now for Shakur Stevenson? What do you think he's gonna do? Who does he fight from here? Leave in the comments down below, and I see you in the next video. And I'm out. Peace.